We are back with our tax experts, Ryan Dodson and Kevin Robinson. They're answering your tax-related questions. Hey, Ryan, this person is asking, how does inheritance impact my tax return?
Great question. We get a lot of clients that come in with that exact same question. And believe it or not, from an income tax perspective, it does not have an impact on your tax.
Good to know. All right, Kevin, this person says, if I work and my husband draws Social Security, should we file our taxes together, like jointly?
In general, Tanya, filing jointly is the best, but it depends on really just how much income that is going to go against that Social Security. So it may be that we need to look at it filing separately and filing jointly to see which way works the best for them.
All right, Ryan, this person says, my daughter works in California. She works there. Does she need to file taxes in California and North Carolina, which is her home? So maybe she worked from home here in North Carolina, but the job is actually in California.
In California, the wonderful virtual office, the conundrum of that. Yes, so that does depend really. I mean, so and how her employer wants to treat that. So if she resides in North Carolina, yes, by all means, she's going to be filing a North Carolina tax return. Now, if there are California wages withheld off of that tax return, then yes, she needs to file a California tax return. However, she will get a credit on her North Carolina taxes for any income taxes she pays to the state of California.
Right.
Wow, that doesn't sound confusing at all. Okay, make sure you get someone to help you with that one. Okay,
Yes.
This person says, I have rental income from South Carolina. Do I claim it on my North Carolina taxes or is it South Carolina taxes?
Well, that's a good question, but typically, I mean, as we kind of mentioned, that they're a North Carolina resident, but they have rental income from South Carolina. It's South Carolina based, and generally they would file it on the South Carolina non-resident return. However, they need to pick up on the North Carolina return any tax generated on that rental income, as Ron mentioned, so they get a credit on the North Carolina return. But if it's strong enough profit for South Carolina based, then typically they would file a South Carolina non-year resident for the rental property, but take the tax on credit on the North Carolina return.
Yep, North Carolina return. Okay. So this question is, Ryan, if I made a mistake on my taxes and submitted it before I realized I made the mistake, how can I correct this even if the IRS has received my taxes?
Once a return is, unfortunately, if a mistake is made and the return is sent off, the only way to fix that is filing an amended tax return, and that is Form 1040X. And so yeah, you have to file an amended tax return to basically report, hey, look, this is the difference. This is the mistake that I made on my tax return. And the good news about that is that now I know, at least in our offices, we can electronically file a amended tax return, whereas it used to be those things had to be mailed in and it took forever to process them.
All right, so you do have to file an amended return. All right, Kevin, this person says, if my child turned 18 in August, do I still qualify for the full amount of the child tax credit?
The child tax credit actually goes up to age 17,
Right.
so that advanced part may be kicked out. However, they may be eligible if they qualify their child for the other dependent credit at $500.
All right, so you're probably looking at a $500 credit. You are not looking at that $3,000 credit.
Right.
All right, this person says, does unemployment benefits send out W-2 forms? Ryan?
Well, something kind of like a W-2 form. It's called a 1099-G, as in government. Yes, they do send those out. Yeah, those have already been sent out. We've seen them in our office. If for some reason you have not received it, then do log into your North Carolina unemployment portal. It is in there, and go ahead and grab it from there and download it.
Right. I mean, that is the easiest way. Don't call them. Don't try and mail them or email them. You just need to go on the portal yourself and find your own W-2.
That's right.
All right. So if you missed any of these tax-related questions, they're going to be in the Two Wants to Know section. But one more reminder, tax day is April the 18th. It is not April 15th. It is April the 18th.